Want to.
This week on Erotic Awakening, filter off, sexy review, and kink in the stars.
Welcome to Erotic Awakening, an exploration of all things erotic. If you are offended by adult topics or prohibited by law, we recommend you stop listening right now.
The Erotic Awakening podcast, as well as workshops by Dan and Dawn, are offered free of charge to our community.
Because of the expenses
Why
involved.
are you laughing at my radio voice?
Because of the expenses involved, we're grateful to those that support us through Patreon and donations.
Awesome people like Minotaurus who re-supported us.
And Deidre, so the
Who
same.
also re-supported us. Yeah.
So awesome. Thank you guys. So that is pretty amazing. It's things like that keep us going. You know,
Absolutely.
there's sometimes that we're a little tired and we don't want to do things, and we don't want to do things in general. so things like that show us that we're appreciated.
Yep.
And absolutely appreciated.
Also, appreciated, one of the things that keeps us going, which really doesn't keep us going.
What's that?
The free sex stuff,
Oh, yeah.
which is weird. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
Later in the podcast, we're going to be speaking with the creator and founder of Filter Off, an online dating app. Also, online speed dating app.
Dating app. Yeah,
Yes.
that was really interesting. Interesting conversation.
Absolutely works for polyamory or some of the other bizarre examples that I came up with.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like I think something about vegan
What?
peggers.
You know what? That's sounding familiar.
That's what happens.
We may have to look at that again. I'm looking to date again, and speed
Well, there
dating
you go.
could be a way to go.
I was thinking about because you can create, using Filter Off, you can create a speed dating event for any type of people. Mm-hmm. We could have it for EA podcast listeners.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That would be fun. We've got a lot of listeners, so that would be awesome.
Before we get there, Dawn, I just noticed on my Windows PC, which I'm not a big fan of, but the Windows Defender antivirus popped up. You know what that means?
Do we have a bug?
No, it means nothing. But it does lead to a segue of guess what I'm doing tomorrow?
What are you doing tomorrow?
Getting my second COVID shot.
You are. Lucky duck. So lucky duck in a way, but you did take off the day after, right? Just in case? You did not. Oh, that'll be interesting. Though not everybody has reactions.
Here's my thinking.
Yes?
Work from home.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm going to be sick as a dog, might as well get paid for it.
Well, that is true.
I'll
take care of you. I'll bring you blankets and soup and...
You say that like you're being facetious, but you're not.
I'm not. I would absolutely do that.
You are going to do all those things.
I wasn't being facetious. I was being, I take care of you.
But before we get into that interview with Filter Off and find out all about that, as I mentioned at the top of the show, the fine people at Promiscent, is that how you would say that word?
Yes.
From Promiscent.com wrote and said, hey, we want to be your new sponsor. And we said, hey, no thank you.
We have Patreons instead of sponsors.
And they said, hey, how about we send you a bunch of sex stuff? And we said, well, fuck yeah.
Of course.
So
every once in a while we get lucky and somebody will send us something to review.
And then the nice thing is we don't really have to, we have no dog in this.
We have no dog in this, and our supporters don't hear about the stuff that's really, really bad. Did we ever? I don't think we ever did a show on that one thing.
The tongue condom?
Yeah.
No, I don't know that we did.
That was years ago. We were still in the apartment before the house. So 6, 7, 8 years ago.
It was not a great product.
No.
But they did send us. So they sent us all kinds of lubes and a variety of pills that
supplements.
Supplements that are supposed to do a variety of things. And they sent us some of the Stay Hard Delay Spray.
Delay Spray.
So the idea...
That's a neat name for it.
I don't think it's original. I think that's what it's literally called.
Oh, okay.
I think the idea of it is, it's simple as this. You take the delay spray and you spray it on your penis, and it will by numbing the most sensitive parts of your penis, you can last longer when you have intercourse.
That's a good idea, I guess.
You seem a little
I'm
unconvinced.
My thing is that I get why people want to use delay spray, right?
Mm-hmm.
So because everyone thinks sex should last longer, but that's not my thought on it. You know what I mean? I'm okay with a quickie.
Yep.
I'm okay with something that's passionate. You know, if it's, I'm not on board with the whole idea of thinking about baseball while you're fucking so that you last longer.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather have the energetic connection than it to physically last longer.
Yeah, if you're looking for sex to be more than a physical.
Yeah, which I am.
Right.
So, yeah, so delay spray, like I said, I can understand the using of it, and maybe it helps someone's ego. It would have to help the man's ego, because my ego gets a stroke when things happen out of control.
But don't underestimate the value and the ego attached to So I, as a male, was taught two things. First off, when you masturbate, you should do it quietly and quickly so no one catches you.
We're taught that as girls. We're taught not to touch ourselves.
Well,
if you are going to, yes, absolutely be quiet. Go ahead.
I ignored that lesson about not
right.
touching myself. Instead, mine was more of the, are you still in there? How long are you going to be in there?
I did mine at night.
The flip side is then it's shoved down your throat, and mainly by...
That was unintended. I just saw the look on your face.
As soon as it came out to me loud mouth. So you're taught mainly by porn, that you should be able to last far more than the average, whatever the amount, I don't know, 5.2 minutes, whatever the average amount of time a male is supposed to last.
Right.
So there is some mixed messages and some pressure as a male-bodied person that, the society teaches you. And not to mention, there are plenty of, regardless of your personal preference, female-identifying people who like long-lasting sex, for penises that stay long-lasting for a lot of fucking before the explosions.
Is that true? I'd like to hear from people that that's true for.
Well,
maybe I am the minority, but I'm okay with that too. How many times I've sat with other people watching porn. How many times do we fast forward against the boring in and out and in and out and in and out and in and out, or the long blowjob? At Bad Porn and Brownies, we would all fast forward past that stuff and play Benny Hill music to it because it was...
Yeah, but I don't know that Bad Porn and Brownies is a good example of how people consume porn. I mean, how long can you watch South Park parody porn before you're like, we get it. Let's fast forward to where Kenny dies.
So I get it. There is ego attached to it and stuff like that.
Not just ego. But that's the point that I'm getting to. It's not just ego. It is also, there are people that enjoy the fact that having their male-bodied person last longer than they last.
Okay. So
you're unconvinced, but I think that is the truth.
It probably is the truth. I'm a minority, and like I said, I'm okay with that. So I'm more into the energy and the connection than I am and you know what? And it's funny because I have told guys over time, guys that I've been with, that time doesn't matter, fucking doesn't matter, that there are so many other things that we could be doing, and they take that as a challenge.
That's true.
And it becomes so boring.
So as Dawn said, podcast listeners, feel free to write in and tell us what your opinion is. But even if you don't want to write in because you're afraid Dawn's going to judge you, because you're like, I would like some of this last long spray. What do you call it? You had a good name for it. Delay spray.
Delay spray.
I will say that the delay spray from Promiscent, that's Promiscent.com, we tried that. Was it last night?
2 nights ago.
2 nights ago. And I will say it was effective as advertised.
Numbed
the areas that were supposed to be numbed to increase Now, it numbed the areas that we're supposed to numb.
Mm-hmm.
Did it actually increase lasting time? Well, yes.
Yeah.
But not by design, the way it's designed to work. Perhaps I overused the numbing spray because I was so numb that I kind of lost my boner before we consummated the act.
That's okay. You took care of that.
We used alternative methodologies.
Absolutely.
Which was very fucking hot.
I agree. So, yeah. And you know what? I kind of expected that some of that would rub off on me.
Mm-hmm.
And that I would numb out too. But I don't remember feeling anything different.
No, there are some instructions. You have to. I think the key is you spray it on 10 minutes before the intercourse.
Oh.
So while you were down letting the dog out, I was letting
Who let the dogs?
I was letting the dog in is what I was going to say. I don't even know what that means. Look at our dog. My God.
She's sleeping.
She's so sleepy after
Ginger.
her long day of being a dog.
Yeah, she's not even looking at us. She's used to us talking about her.
No, but she got a little tail waggle going. All right. Beyond that, we are going to have a few other random things you want to mention. Probably your date.
My date?
Well, your dates.
My dates?
Well, upcoming podcast dates.
Oh, I thought you meant like poly dates. I'm like, what the? Oh, you know what, though, we should mention? Someone mentioned to us a new dating app.
It is the coolest.
I need to go finish filling mine out because it seems so much fun. What's it called? It's called
Tune something.
No.
Tell people about it while I look it up.
So Dan's going to look it up. I don't think Tune is in the title of it. You might be able to look in my email and I'll have something there. But somebody mentioned to us a new dating app because I was out there going, all right, people, I need new apps to try because I'm not finding anybody.
This isn't how we got this app at all.
No, well, someone mentioned it.
All right, well, you keep
How
going.
did you get it?
I got it because I said, it would be awesome.
Oh, that right. You did start that whole thing. So you said it would be awesome if you could find people to date based on the music that you like.
Yeah, because I was just digging out on a specific Peter Gabriel song called Signal to Noise, if you guys know Peter Gabriel. And I was just digging it, and I was like, man, this is so impactful. What I need is somebody who would like to digs this kind of music. That's who I want to date. It's just somebody who digs the same music I do.
And a friend of ours pointed out that there is an app like that, and it's called Taste Buds. So we should probably do a whole show on that at some point, but I don't know if it's enough content for a whole show. But on Taste Buds, you fill out your profile, and you have to list 5 musicians that you like so they can start matching you with people. Yep. So it was neat because I got an email this morning from Taste Buds that said, hey, Dawn, you match with these 5 people because of the music that you selected. They have matching music. And I looked, and there was one person that was Queen, another person that was Peter Gabriel. No, I don't think it was any Peter Gabriels. It was mostly David Bowie and Queen and Metallica. And then I get down to the last one, and it's like, quick note, by the way, I'm polyamorous, and I like Peter Gabriel and Kate Bush. And I'm like, oh, my God, this is perfect. And then I looked over, and it was you. So at least we're still a match.
We are still a match, yes. So really interesting little app. And unlike many of the apps that we've reviewed, there's people in Columbus.
Oh, nice. Oh, and you would think as big as Columbus is, but yeah, we've been on a lot of poly boards that there's nobody in Columbus there, or it's people that we already know that we're just good friends with. But man, my music's going to be weird though, because I started looking on my Spotify road trip list, and I've got everything from Hank Williams, because I know songs from a long time ago, to Dr. Demento stuff, to Casey and the Sunshine Band, to Leif Garrett. I mean, just, all the stuff that I know words to from across my life. That's what my road trip list is. So, cool.
Yeah, so that's tastebuds.fm. Make yourself a profile, and let's see if we match.
Oh, that would be awesome.
All right.
Cool. All right, so dates. That's what I was thinking you were talking poly dates. You were talking Zoom dates.
Completely sidebarred there.
Sorry. Well, I've been in the mood to, like I said, start dating again. So my second shot's coming up soon. So for dates, I don't have any that we're going to mention today. We are going to be doing a kinky book club tonight, where people will be asking us questions on the polyamory toolkit, I believe. And we've got a whole lot more stuff. We are Zooming in April, and I'm getting ready to add a few more evening classes. So if you want to know what they are, you can sign up for the newsletter. Check us out on FetLife. I'm Dan Zarani. Or you can find out under Dan and Dawn. And that will have when our live podcast is, when our Zoom calls are, when we're teaching for other groups across the country. I think we have tests coming up this month. So different things like that. So FetLife, our website, newsletter. So speaking of newsletter, we have a lot more subscribers.
Like Stacy in California.
And Jessica in Ohio.
And Brian in Washington.
James in Ohio.
Kate. Wow.
Is that Kate or Katie?
Let's call it Katie in California.
Okay. And Beth in New York. So head over to eroticawakening.com and find the Get Your EA shout out.
And the corrected Discord link is there as well.
Oh, nice. Oh, please sign up on Discord. That's actually been a lot of fun.
That,
and you get to see our tentacle pictures and our food on boob pictures that people put there.
It's been really neat to see having, we've always talked about having some kind of a message board where people could interact. Discord is actually working out.
We've tried Kick, and there's still a little bit of action on Kick, but Discord seems to be where it's at.
Yep. We did get an email from someone who says, Dan and Dawn, I need your help. Mm-hmm. So, astrologer
Garth Astro
is looking for people to be featured in his Instagram series, The Astrology of Kink.
So astrology encompasses all of who we are, including our sexual Bat used to say this word a lot, proclivities and kinks. In this series, he analyzes charts to locate how a person's kink originates from the astrological pattern in their natal chart.
If you are digging that and you're digging the astrology and you want to be featured in his Astrology of Kink series, you should contact this person. What name did you say? Garth Astro?
It should be Garth Astro at garthastro.com. So GarthAstro.
Well, there you go.
We'll have it in the show notes, maybe.
You used to dig the astrology, I think.
I really did. And I actually have my birth chart, my natal chart, in my paperwork somewhere that I haven't scanned yet. It's in my tub of scannables. So interesting, but it's been a very long time ago. Oh my gosh. The person that did my chart was the person I was going to try to be poly with, and they were pagan. So it was the first pagans I ever met in real life when I was still back with the ex-husband. They were poly and pagan. And she did my chart. Sorry.
I'm trying to remember who it is.
You would have met them at the Fly-By-Night bookstore when we were meeting there for Poly Columbus. And I can't remember their names. It was a couple that ended up moving to Texas.
I have a vague recollection.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Cool. Beyond that, going to find out about Filter off the video dating app. Although you should mention you got some tentacles again.
I did through Discord. So Minotaurus sent a like a logo. A Batman logo.
Oh, yeah.
But it was Batman Cthulhu.
That was pretty
that
cool.
was really cool.
Yeah.
And then Tentacle Dildos by Peachy. She sent me to
an
Etsy store.
Yeah.
And then you sent me a tattoo of a dude with tentacles, and it was like wrapped around his face. It was a tattoo picture.
So we were talking about taste buds earlier, talking about music. Mm-hmm. This picture is from the Court of the Crimson King album.
I knew you were going to say that for some reason.
Because I own that shirt with that same...
but not with the tentacles wrapped around it.
No, so it was the same face, the scared face, if you're really digging the King Crimson, but the tentacles were coming at the face. So
that was really cool.
Really neat tat.
It was.
So, Dawn, as we've been talking about lately, with our latest book, we ended up reviewing a lot of the dating sites, the OkCupid and
some
Open,
of the less known ones, yeah.
Some of the less known ones, but they all have something in common, is that they are stagnant. There's no, you really don't get a feel for the person. You get a feel for how they write about themselves.
And they're pretty much swipe apps.
Yes.
So
if only there was some kind of a speed dating app that had this video components as well.
Ooh, that would be awesome.
It is awesome.
Like a speed dating thing?
Like Filter Off, which is a app. Then we are fortunate to have the co-founder and CEO of Filter Off, Zach, with us on the podcast tonight. First off, Zach, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks so much, Don, for having me.
So that hackneyed sort of opening that I just gave us is to reflect something that I haven't seen before. You have a video speed dating app. Tell us about that.
That's correct. It's called Filter Off. It's a video speed dating app. It's available on iOS, Android, and the web. And we offer virtual speed dating events. So an event can be a local event, like in your city, LA, New York, Miami, and we're also all around the world. Or it can be a community-based event. A community-based event could be a vegan singles night or even a kink event. So it's really for a community that's for them to meet their members and create love.
Very cool. So for example, on FetLife, one of the most popular groups out there is vegan kinksters. That's a lie, unfortunately, but let's say it was, right?
Yeah.
And that kind of group obviously would bring in a lot of similar people with similar interests that are probably interested in dating similar interest people. So you're saying you could, even with a group that specific or that, that specific, that they could use your app to create a speed dating event for that community?
Yeah. So if you're an organizer, you could either, as a user, you could join a public event, like a local one, or you could create your own. So if you do have, let's say, a vegan kink sort of community and you have a lot of members, maybe you have a Facebook group, or maybe you have some clout on FetLife, you could actually create your own event, share it with your members, they install the app, they attend, and they virtual speed date with one another. And then after each speed date, it'll ask you whether you like each other or not. At the end of the event, you'll see who you got matched with. And then with your matches, you can message them or video call them all on the Filter Off app.
This sounds like an amazing app to be used during the pandemic. Because like I had mentioned to you before we started recording at the space, we used to have speed dating events and they were very well attended. So, but the space isn't going to be around anymore after COVID. In-person stuff, not around so much. So this sounds like something that's very useful. Yay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Yeah, I think the beauty of it, right, is people are more intentional when it comes to dating, and they do like meeting people that are like-minded and who can relate to them. And with Filter Off, it's kind of like going on the first date before the first date. You get to have an idea of who this person is in your 3-minute video chats. So before you meet up eventually in person, you can meet up on video virtually in a fashion of speed dating. And that's what Filter Off is all about.
Now, the downside to virtual events, I would think, is that you might have some less than savory people join, because virtually, I guess the risk would be less for them than showing up in real life. So what do you have built for something like that?
Yeah, good question. So remember, for these private events, they are private to the community. The only way you can join is if you have the unique code to join.
Okay.
However, if anyone does anything inappropriate, it's tied to your phone number. So we would remove them from the app so they can never use the app again. And that's what makes it advantageous. It's tied to an identity. And when people realize off the bat that it's tied to their identity, they're much less likely to do anything inappropriate or without consent.
But when you say it's tied to their identity, does my identity as somebody who's using the app, is that safeguarded? I mean, I'm not giving my phone number out to 100 people, right?
Yeah, so it's all, when you sign up, it'll ask you for your phone number and email. Mm-hmm. In terms of the messaging, everything's encrypted in storage and in transit. So yeah, your other users don't know your phone number or email. You have your phone number and email, so you get the push notification, so we have your identity. But yeah, so we do safeguard your data, and privacy is obviously very important to us. And when you do match with someone, it's all done on the app. So you don't have to give your phone number right away in any way. You can message all within the app or video call them again on the app. So you don't have to exchange like Instagrams or phone numbers or anything like that.
And you said this was also on the web, right? So it's
That's correct.
Website. So I could do my laptop, not necessarily just my phone. Oh,
yes.
I love that because some of the apps that I looked at were only on their phone. And I'm already on I like to look at things through the day, and I'm already on my computer, and I hate having to have a third thing that I'm doing. So I really like that.
It's nice too, right? Because if you go on, let's say 7 speed dates, and each one's 3 minutes, it can be a little annoying holding your phone the whole time. So it's nice you have your work set up, and you could just chill on your laptop and virtual speed date. Maybe drink some wine or do whatever you'd like during it.
Yeah.
So and now I'm actually kind of interested in this idea.
Yeah.
A like-minded community, like let's say I wanted to set up a speed dating event for listeners of the Erotic Awakening podcast, right? Clearly they have a common interest because they're all listening to the same darn podcast. What would be, now I'm not the most technical person in the world, so as the organizer, do I need to go study Unix or get a degree in DBAs or other smart things that I've heard people say that I don't understand?
No, it's actually really simple for organizers. All you do is you fill out a form, we review it, we approve it, and load it up in the app. We send you the instructions, like a YouTube video as well that you could send to your attendees. And all you need to do is just share with your audience, hey, install the Filter Off app, find my event, and put in the RCP code. That's it. At the end of the event, we also give all the data to the organizer as well, if they would like. So they can know who attended their event. If they have a business, they could then reach out to them after if they have a newsletter. So it's just a really great way to connect with your audience and really just bring your community together.
And it cost an arm and a leg, right?
Zero.
So who's it cost zero for? As the organizer, it's not costing me anything, or as the participants?
It could be both. So it's up to the organizer. We've had many organizers not charge tickets or make it totally free. We don't charge the organizer. We've had some organizers charge tickets. So they'll do so like on Eventbrite, and then we could give the organizer unique event codes. So they're one-time use where the organizer can then send those codes when someone purchases a ticket on a platform like Eventbrite.
Oh, neat.
So I'm no...
I knew you were going to have this question. Go ahead.
Financial guru. Is that what you thought I was going to say? Okay. If you're doing this podcast too long, you know me too well. But I'm not sure that I understand your business model.
Yeah. So aside from events, we also have a matchmaking service, which gives you 3 dates based off of the different preferences that you pipe in, maybe religion, ethnicity, your education level, et cetera, et cetera. And if you want more dates, we'll eventually roll out a freemium option so you could pay to get more dates as well. Okay.
So that's great that we are getting in at I guess you're kind of have you been around long at this point?
Yes, we got out of beta a month before the pandemic.
Okay.
To date, we've run close to 2,000 virtual speed dating events.
Cow.
Have created over 250,000 dates. We created 4 engagements and 2 marriages since the pandemic.
Wow.
Nice.
So it works.
That's fantastic.
Oh, I wonder if that's what the boyfriend's son used. He met his girl somehow, and they got engaged. I don't want to know.
I am curious now. I want to know how. Well, anyway. All right. Well, one more question for you, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Have you, Zach, CEO and co-founder of Filter Off, gotten any dates off this thing?
Yeah, I mean, I attend some of the events. I am fairly busy, so I can't obviously attend all of them. Or I don't attend private events, obviously. But yeah, I've gone on dates. I've gone on many dates that I didn't like. I've gone on some dates that I've liked. And then went from a longer video chat and Filter Off, and then we took it to a text message. And then I've actually met a couple people as well.
Very cool. Fantastic.
Nice.
Zach, it sounds like a fantastic thing that you're doing here. I am looking forward to playing with it some more. Where can people find out more about Filter Off?
Yeah, so you can go to your app store and type in filter off and you'll see it, iOS, Android, or if you go to the website, getfilteroff.com and click log in, you could use it as a web app. And also on the website, you can click on run an event, and that's the form to submit your event as an organizer.
Very cool.
Oh, I think it sounds fantastic.
Zach, it's been a pleasure to talk to you, and I hope you have continued success with this app.
Thank you so much.
Take a moment to support the podcast. Rate us on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, or wherever you listen.
Or just tell your friends.
If you like what we're doing, head over to patreon.com or Erotic Awakening and take a look at the options like discounted stuff.
Extra content.
And more.
Next Zoom meeting is February 14th. Topic is Let's Chat About Loving Power Exchange. Info going out to Patreon supporters. Bye, Dan.
Bye, Dawn. Bye, Zach.
Bye, Zach.